We take the finials out and look at them, and the oxidation isn't quite right. It's a little bit of a stained color. There's not much shrinkage to it. There's no shrinkage really. As you turn the finial would have been turned on a lathe, and as you turn it in your hand, you don't quite feel that ovaling that as the wood shrinks over the years.
We're going to pass these along around. You're welcome to look at them. These are pure Colchester, Northern County School. So whoever made these, we don't think they're original, but whoever made them knew what it should look like. Okay? So you're welcome to pass them around and look at it.
The design and the style of the rosettes is unusual. 4-part pinwheel, lightly relief carved with chip carving along the edge. That makes sense with Colchester school design. So the rosettes and the shape of the bonnet.
When we say the Colchester School, that was basically one cabinet maker, but we're starting to learn other cabinet makers also. The one cabinet maker who gets credit for a lot of furniture in Colchester was a guy named Samuel Loomis III. And he never did the same thing twice. At least we have never yet seen the same thing twice. But as far as case furniture is concerned, he was very creative. All right, so Kevin wants to do this a little differently.
We'll start with the bottom drawer of the upper case, and as soon as we take it out, we see the bottom board looks good, has some nice saw cuts and nice natural color. But then when we look at the drawer sides, we notice that the outsides have some stain and some coloration to them. We find that it's also on the inside, which we do see from time to time, that the inside of the drawers would be varnished to protect the linens or whatever fabrics were in there. We do see that. And this isn't anything that's brand new, so it's been there for a while. When we start looking at the dovetails, we see a real nice, small, tight, equilateral triangle dovetail on the front of the case. And then when we look at the back edge of the case, there's no dovetails there at all. It's just nailed together. So that definitely raises a suspicion, because they were always, I would say 99.99% of the time, they're dovetailed front and back in this period. Some of the earlier periods, you might see some nailing, but these are actually even modern nails. So you see that little dovetail. Yeah, that light just blinked, that blinking yellow just turned red. About to have sirens going off pretty soon.
I'm going to show you something that, to me, is an immediate red light, is the depth of the draw. The depth of the draw of this particular highboy is so tiny. Something is odd, plus that there's no dovetails in the back. Something's wrong. Something is totally wrong. And so you can see the difference in the size of the draw. So we're starting to see things that are inconsistent. The finials are not period. The depth of the draw, no dovetails. We're starting to see things that are making us start to wonder.
And even the fact this back edge of the drawer bottom is stained, there's really no reason, even if you wanted to stain the drawer sides, it just doesn't make sense. They would do that if they cut the back of the drawer and they wanted to hide the fresh saw cuts, the fresh color of the wood, where you would disturb that natural oxidation. And when we get to these small drawers on top, we notice a dramatic change in the dovetails, from very small, tight, precise, equilateral triangles to these very large, open dovetails. And that, especially within the same upper case, is really a no-no. Yeah, no. The brasses are a open work pierced brass. And they just don't have the
Extra holes.
intricacies, that quality of design of a 18th century open work brass. I think some of yeah, this drawer has extra holes on the inside, and I think the long drawers have additional extra holes. So those have all been changed, but that big, large dovetail doesn't relate to the other drawers, or doesn't relate to the Colchester techniques.
So you can see that we have concerns about this. It's not falling together. It's not consistent like the New Hampshire highway is.
Turning around and look at the backboards, and fortunately the backboards aren't stained, and so it does seem consistent from the top to the bottom. We actually had a discussion because of those horizontal saw cuts above the small drawers, whether this was actually a flat top that was made into a bonnet top. But I think because of the consistency of the backboards all the way up through the bonnet, that this is originally a Colchester School bonnet top section. You look at the backs of the cornice moldings, and that's a lot darker than the other sections. It has a darker oxidation, so that needs a little further investigation. The backs of the chimneys here are much lighter, so the chimneys as well as the finials are replaced.
And these are all have modern little nails. So these are all totally replaced. And then there's something odd that we can't even figure out. The side boards on both sides seem to be good, but these also appear to be good, but they're not consistent. And we can't even quite figure out what happened here. But the nails have been changed, they're not consistent from the top down to the bottom. So there's inconsistencies, which makes us nervous and start to really wonder, what the whole thing is about.
When the depth of the drawers of the top section, the long drawers, fit all the way to the backboard, but the back dovetails have been cut off. So that raises a whole other question. Has this entire case been cut down width-wise, which would be really unusual and probably quite a challenge to do? But when you look at the back edge of the skin, which they would have to adjust if they cut it, it is stained. It does have stain along the edge that could be hiding that cut. And what our conclusion was, not to cut ahead too far, was that this top section was made more narrow to fit on the lower section. Because if it was from a different bottom, and the different bottom obviously was bigger, then it would overhang and it wouldn't fit on the other lower section.